meses, pero no sé, ese es secreto.
Escúchate, no te sacas demasiado.
Ay, es que me creo que fue
Okay, hello everyone. There a long things, many things that happen. I'm here finally. Let me open the software. Wait, here is it. So okay, I've been writing this. I haven't had not a single minute to write in like 15 days, and also that way I haven't been connecting these days. I think I'm not gonna use this after all. I'm gonna try something differently. I'm gonna close this window. Let's see if I can open here. Okay, and you're going to I'm not in the mood because of many things that have been happening. I'm quite annoyed. But let's see. This is something that you usually do at the beginning. I don't only know the name in Spanish. I think I have heard it one in English, but I can't recall it now. Okay, I think I'm in the wrong. No, it's fine. Well, in Spanish, as I said, I know this name is escaleta. In English, I have forgotten, but the idea is just to write with dots what are the order of events. Of course, this is very useful when you already have the ideas, so you can give order. And yes, I say order, you can work right now with order, and then you can move them to see which looks better. It's not like the line time that we sometimes see, but it's also useful, this one. When you are writing, they say, and it's not a bad idea, always start telling the story in order. And I think I have told you this once before. So we have here, according to Camber, normality, where Bullet is a hero. And immediately after that, the break of normality, where he lost his legs. Yeah, so this is now his new normality without legs. And this is, as I said, it's important to have this in order to see which is the best More than which is the best, what is exactly the story, you don't need to be very precise here. It's only to write the general ideas and decide or find which are the important events, so you can mark them. Like here, the important event is that he lost his legs, and of course he can't be a hero anymore, but this starts his new normality too. So I'm going to start from here. I already know that some of the important events is well, white menace. I have other letter than this, but not that much. So I don't know exactly where it has to be. I know it has to be somewhere in the beginning. He lost his legs. I'm pretty close of this. This world is gonna have this new menace. And also he noticed, oh hello Chailing, you see, he notices that problems in his family. Oh no, I didn't know you could do that. It's beautiful. Promotion of your channel, viewers, followers. Okay, I'm gonna consider that, thanks. So I was saying that he notices he hasn't been a good parent. So he has two problems. So this, of course, we know it has to be very close to this moment, because he's now starting his new normality. But it's not going to be just like the moment he is at home, he finds out that he is a bad father. He has first a period of mourning. He doesn't want to talk with people, he's angry with everyone, so he totally abstracts from his family as if they weren't there. Because he wants to focus on what he has lost. So here I need an event, and I'm already thinking on it, that makes him notice that he isn't, or he hasn't been a good father, that his children are alone, that especially the older one, he needs him. He's jealous because he doesn't have powers. The hero got his power after he got his first two children. So now he found himself that his younger daughter, she may have these powers, but the other two doesn't. So for the teenager it's especially problematic. So he needs to become a good father. Well, more like he wants to become. It happened here. So in a moment here, he found that he wants to become a father. And at the same time, or very close to it, better, somewhere in this middle, they discover this new menace. Which means that all the heroes need to get Bullet back only to stop this danger. Which of course, as I have told you before, it means at this moment that he has to choose if he wants to be a hero one last time, because the possibilities for him to survive this mission are almost zero. So he knows if he accepts this mission, he is going to left his children. He can't become the father they need. But at the same time, he also knows if he doesn't take the risk, then there won't be any work for his children. So it's a decision for him, which is the situation that is going to cost or to be more important. What is the name they gave it? Well, let's use the classic crisis. One more time. I always write these words and I remember that song. Well, of course we can have this idea that maybe the world can be saved by the others, but it's a hazard. Hazard has another meaning in English than in Spanish. Well, and it dies. Yes, because he knows maybe the heroes can save the world without him. They would only need to find another kind of plan. Of course, the problem for them right now is that they don't have that many possibilities. We are supposing that all the other heroes needs to be distracting the menace, so they can give Bullet the chance. And yes, I kinda have decided the end. Because of course, this kind of a story can't end with the hero just saying, oh, you know what, I will do everything to you, I know you can do it. No, of course, you know, he's going to choose to be the hero. This is in Spanish. He is going to be the hero for the last time. And here is what I haven't really decided how to treat it, that he has to give his farewells to his son, especially to his son, because he's the one that worries him, because he's the teenager that's having a lot of problems. But also because he knows the rest of the family will have to be with the baby while she discovers her own powers. So yes, you know that at the end he has to die. Sad but true, he has to die, because if, as I said, if it just happens that he's going to write a letter, oh, don't worry, He's going to write a letter to his friends, to the other heroes. Go ahead, you can do it without me. Then there, all the steps before have no reasons to be. The important is that he needs to take this decision and just maybe pray that he has the only minimum possibility of survive. That's all he can do. Hope that he gets this chance, but in anything else, just let the letter, because he knows his possibilities are minimal. And well, here is where you decide. I have already decided that I wanted to be told, well, in this order, because I think in this case it's better. You don't know what is going to happen. But what I do want that here and here is the same. That sometimes helps giving a sense of unity in a story. If you use it wisely, it's very good. That you see here bullet about to fight, and the same or very likely scene here. I can even let this end open so the reader can choose if he survived or he didn't. Or I can just finish with the last image with the explosion. But I think the best one is this, the same scene of him about to start running to the monster or whatever the danger is. But what I want is at this moment of the decision where he has to decide, I want to change the narrator. Here is always going to be Bullet's point of view. But this part is going to be shown by the panels, by the images. And this part I was thinking, but now that I see it again, I think it might be weak. This I was thinking that was Bullet's letter to his son, explaining him why he had made this decision, why he chose to be a hero instead of a father, because in his logic, and I think it's most of us parents' logic, this is the best decision, to give our children a chance, even if that means that we are not going to be the best parents, if we are not going to be present, but to give them at least the possibility that they will have a future. But as I say, though I like it and I need it because it explains his logic, it can also be weak. It's kind of boring having the images of everything happening and then a letter at the end. And in panels or informative blogs that are telling the letter. Of course, well used, it can add a lot because it will be understandable for the reader that bullet has already made his decision and for them to understand it better. Other form would be only to show that he is making the decision. Now, why is other reason I need to choose the letter? There is one very important reason here. Remember, this is supposed to be a short graphic novel, very short. I'm not thinking on more than 36 pages, and I think already 36 might be long enough. So instead of having a lot of images where he is going to have fight with his wife, with his ex-wife, with his children, with the heroes, talking with them, etc., it might be easier or shorter to set that he is given the choice. We need you, we can make you some legs that will last just enough for you to destroy the monster, but your probabilities to survive are minimal. And then you will have only the images showing how they are preparing for this fight. You already know as reader his decision, but the letter let you understand why his decision. Yes, it's going to be weak, but it's also going to be shorter than having scene after scene after scene where he has to make this decision. I don't have the money, the time, the resources to make it that long. If you tell me this is going to be a TV show for 2 seasons broadcasting in a big chain, well, yes, then we could have a very coarse Mexican novel. Yes. A soap opera, but that's not the case. That's not what I have here. I can't keep it. I have to keep it the easiest way. Now, be careful when I say that you have to keep it the easiest way. It doesn't mean it's bad work. It's just the opposite, because the idea is to have the stories to start learning, training yourself as a writer, in this case a comic writer. Remember, this is the same if you're going to work on TV, etc. You're going to learn how to write, and also if it's a short story that hits the record that people got interested in, then they are going to ask you for more of these stories. Yes? So it's not only to say, oh, I don't have enough time, but it's also to say, I need to step, to put a put a foot in the media. I need to be known as someone that writes these stories. If not, there is no point. Yes? So, I'm a teacher, no doubt about it. So this is also important. Sometimes you need to choose to sacrifice your wonderful 200 tomes of 300 pages each story, because you are never going to be known if you don't start publishing. So this is the first important thing. You need to start publishing. So this is the reason. You know this isn't going to be a very long comic. It's not going to be very dramatic, but it's only to show what I can do, both as a writer and eventually as artist. Probably I'm gonna be better as writer. Oh my God, writer. Yeah. So this is the important thing. Always start doing it. A 300 pages story sounds amazing when you are new. But the problem is, if you don't get enough viewers immediately after you start, then you will never be known by anyone. Maybe only the first 10 people that start following you. You need to keep having more and more and more stories. Yes? But to learn to write and to get your name, no. Because, again, why? Because if you don't, people will think of you, oh, this is one of those writers that is always promising they're going to bring the newest, the most revolutionary work on the world, but they never finish it. So start with something short, 2, 3, 100 stories of 26, 36, 34. Remember, we work on numbers of multiples of 4 or 8 because it's the length of the pages. So start with this, start it short, keep it simple. Once you get to be known, and if you're lucky, someone will offer you to pay you for your time as you work, actually, the time you work, then you can start doing longer stories. But always start short, start small, baby steps. Start with little stories so people can know that you are able to write. You are able to put order in the ideas and make a story. Yeah? And then they will start following you because they know that you are a good writer and you are also someone that finishes what they start. Yes, because we know that nothing more frustrating than when a story goes hiatus. I know about that. I sometimes have to do it. No, I always go back to my old work, even if it takes me longer. But well, that is the idea. I think I'm gonna finish right now. And on Friday, hopefully nothing else is going to show up. And I'll be here to draw. Ciao.